everyone, and welcome back to Evelyn and Peter Crochet. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this really quick and simple crochet cowl pattern. I was brainstorming different ideas on what I wanted to show you guys on here, and I decided to start with beginner friendly stuff. I know that when I was learning how to crochet, I couldn't always read like the written patterns and understand them completely. So I want to give you guys some videos that walks you through different patterns from start to finish. And this one is super easy. You'll need bulky yarn. I'm actually using this new Hue and Me yarn by 2 of Wands and Lion Brand. It's awesome yarn and has tons of really pretty colors. So I'm using that, but you can use any bulky weight yarn that you have. The stitch is actually double crochet throughout, so you don't have to worry about switching stitches or learning anything crazy. You can literally have this be your very first project, even if you've never crocheted before, and be able to make it start to finish. So I hope you guys like it, and be sure to subscribe if you want more of these tutorial patterns, and I have a lot more ideas coming for you guys. So make sure you subscribe and like and leave a comment if you have any ideas on different patterns that you want to see. Thanks. So to get started, you're going to need a bulky weight yarn. I'm using Lion Brand and 2 of Wands Hue and Me yarn. It is a weight of 5, and you're only going to need 1 skein of this. And then I'm also using a 11.5 millimeter hook or a P hook. You can find these at Michael's or Joann's or even on Amazon. And to begin, you're going to start off with a slip knot. So pull the tail of your yarn out of the skein or the ball of yarn that you're using, and take the end of it and just wrap it around 2 of your fingers. Kind of pull the loop out a little bit, then grab the yarn and pull it through. And that's a slip knot, and you're just going to insert your hook into it and then pull it tight to secure. Next, we're going to start to chain. So to chain, you just yarn over and pull through the loop that's on your hook. So you just take the tail of yarn that you're holding on to, wrap it around your hook, and pull it through the loop that's on your hook. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And you can see that each chain that you make creates a little V shape. That's how you can go back and count and make sure you're staying on track. You'll want to do this a total of 50 times. So yarn over your hook, pull it through the loop for a total of 50 times and 50 chains. Okay, so now you should have a total of 50 chains, and go ahead and double check by counting each V and make sure that you have a total of 50. And now we're going to join our last chain with our first chain. So kind of spread out your chain, and you want to make sure that there's no twists in it. You'll want the V shape pointing up, and you don't want any loops in it so that your chain isn't twisted when we join. So pick up the end of your chain near where the slip knot is, and then take your hook, and we're going to insert it into that very first chain that you made underneath the loop. So insert your hook, and then we're just gonna yarn over, pull it through the loop, and then continue by pulling it through the second loop on your hook. And that's how you join with a slip stitch. So now you have this circle shape, and we're going to start working in the round for our first round. To start off, you're going to make 3 chains. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through again for a total of 3 chains. And this actually counts as our first stitch of the round. So to make your first double crochet, you're going to work it into the chain right next to where you just made the chain 3 set. So yarn over and insert your hook into that very next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's 1 double crochet stitch. And you're going to do it again in the chain right next to where you just made that previous stitch, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have the chain 3 set and 2 double crochets, but the chain 3 set counts as a double crochet, so that is actually a total of 3 stitches. Now you should have 4. You just continue doing this all the way around. You're going to work 1 double crochet into each chain, and I'll meet you guys back around at the front. You should have a total of 50 double crochet once you have worked 1 into each chain. Okay, and I made my way around the set of chains, and I'm back to the beginning where I started. You can see that I have 1 chain left to work a double crochet into. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. And that was my last double crochet made. I have a total of 50 because remember the chain 3 counts as a stitch in this pattern. So we're going to join to close off this round. And that chain 3 in the beginning, you're going to want to slip stitch to the 3rd chain of that set. So 1, 2, 3, the 3rd chain up. Just insert your hook. It might take a little bit of work to get it in depending on how tight you made the chains. Try not to pull it too tightly. So insert your hook, yarn over, and then pull through, and then pull it through again, the loop on your hook. And that is slip stitching to join. And round 1 is complete, and now you can start round 2. We're going to do the same thing by chaining 3. And that counts as our first stitch of the round. So to work your double crochet, you're going to work it into the very next stitch next to your chain 3. And you can see now that we're working it into the top of a double crochet instead of into the chain. So yarn over, insert your hook onto the top of the double crochet of the row below. You can see that the hook is just underneath the little V shape that it creates. And then work your double crochet stitch. And you're going to do it again, yarn over, stick it into the stitch right next to where you just worked. Be sure that the V is on top of your hook and you can see both loops, and then just work your double crochet. Again, work your next one into the stitch right next to it. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And just do this all the way around. You'll be working 1 double crochet into each stitch from the row below. And once you get back around to the beginning, you should have a total of 50 stitches. Okay, and I made my way back around to the beginning, and I have 1 more stitch I need to make. So yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that was my 50th double crochet. And don't forget, your chain 3 in the beginning counts as 1 stitch, so you're going to count up to the 3rd chain like you did in round 1, and insert your hook and do a slip stitch to join. It doesn't really matter too much how you insert your hook, it's all preference. So just get it in there and then yarn over, pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook. And now you can start round 3. So we're going to do the same thing, just chain 3, which counts as your stitch again, and then double crochet into the next stitch right after it. And once again, you're going to do this all the way around for a total of 50 double crochet, working 1 double crochet in each stitch. You can make sure that you're staying on track by counting your stitches after you complete each round. Don't forget that the chain 3 that you make in the beginning of every round counts as 1 double crochet. So just make sure you have a total of 50 stitches after each round. And you're going to do the same thing and repeat exactly what I've showed you for the past 2 rounds for a total of 11 rounds. So just continue with 1 stitch in each stitch for 50 double crochet, slip stitching to join in the chain 3 after each round, and do this until you have a total of 11 rounds. Okay, and now I'm at my 11th and final round. I'm just going to insert my hook into the top of the chain 3, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through the loop on my hook, and that's slip stitching to join. And then that's it. So we're just going to tie off our work. You can yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. If you haven't run out of yarn yet, you can go ahead and just cut your yarn. Pull it a little tight to secure, and you can see that I have 11 rows. You can make it longer if you want. You can add extra length to make it even bulkier. Okay, and all that's left is weaving in your ends. So take a yarn needle and you can kind of just wrap it around the top of the needle and pull it through. And it's really easy to weave in your ends. It's not too important how you do it. I like to weave my ends on the inside of my cowl to help hide it. So just kind of weave it down through a stitch, and then I like to go down a row following along the bottom of my last row of stitches, and then weave it back. And then I usually do it about 3 times to make sure it's extra secure and that my ends won't come undone. And just cut your yarn, and you can see now that the end is weaved in and hidden on the inside. Super easy. And here's the final outcome. I hope you guys like it. Super beginner friendly, and you can make a ton of these if you sell online or in markets. Let me know in the comments what else you guys would want to see, and I hope you guys enjoyed this pattern.